Well then, I think this was both highly anticipated, yet incredibly unexpected. They did it, everyone. Clay actually did it. Well, maybe that is. Wes's entirely real character refresh is here, and while it may not actually stick around very long, the changes are real and legitimately impact his gameplay, very much unlike last year's attempt. So let's discuss. Well, actually, perhaps we should just watch first. Watch Wes's new animation, that is. It is an actual animation filled with actual backstory and actually huge lore implications. Seriously, I am not joking, folks. It and his update may have released on a foolish day, but today is not that day. The cinematic is as stellar as always to boot, and is certainly worth a watch, so be sure to do so down below. But before we go though, do me a favor. Do an act of kindness to someone today. You just never know how it might impact them and the world as a whole moving forward. Now, you know what isn't doing the world any favors? At least not Wes's world in this case, is the new main menu here. Don't get me wrong, it's absolutely great and fun stuff, but what in the holy heck is that abomination? I don't know, but I do know that not only do we all now receive a new login bonus for a little while that is totally real and not actually a scam at all, mind you, but also a healthy set of new skins to boot. More than I figured, actually. So much so that we will have to talk about all this in another video. Because for now, we have got some balloonomancy to perform. No, seriously, while our mime friend here has always had the ability to make a crap ton of balloons, his horizons have now expanded dramatically, folks. Not only does he have his very own tab now, there is no longer a cap on how many balloons can exist per world, so get to blowing away. Plus, enjoy new shapes along the way, like hound, tentacle, or butterfly balloons to boot. Fun stuff. But here's where the real fun begins. Wes can now create a speedy balloon with his balloon pile and 5 of his own sanity in order to gain a 25% or more speed boost for a short while, with the balloon in hand, of course. Yup, we can have a significant speed boost right off of spawn, and one that others can seemingly use too, as we can give them these balloons. Thing is, however, the speedy balloons constantly degrade no matter if we are holding them or not, and do so rather quickly, mind you. Furthermore, if we happen to drop them, they will quickly float away up into the sky and be lost forever. Very, very cool, but certainly has its limits. But next up is the party balloon, and for the cost of 5 sanity once more, we can craft this confetti-filled balloon and proceed to drop it near our allies for a short but still entirely useful sanity regeneration effect. Of course, we'll have to pop it to get there though. We must be near the confetti itself too in order to benefit from this regen, and it really doesn't last long. However, 1.5 to 2 sanity every 2 seconds over the time it does last could add up very quickly. It's neat stuff, but this might be neater. The inflatable vest. Now this thing could be a literal game changer, folks, as it is incredibly cheap, all the while still protecting us from taking any permanent health damage upon going down with our boats out there on the oceans. We will still take damage, yes, and be overly wet. However, there will be 0 lost health to worry about with one of these. Very nice. And lastly, Wes's new balloon hats. Now it's nothing overly special and offers some wetness protection, but it certainly looks great, so bonus points there. Still, if we couple this thing with just an umbrella, we will actually reach 100% wetness resistance. So these could be huge come spring if the team doesn't quite have enough pigskin or silk yet. That's actually kind of awesome. But now comes all his other tweaks, everyone. Tweaks that may or may not sit well with you, or may not actually be working as of right now. But let's start with his stats here, as they are now even worse than before. For you see, he used to sit at 113 hunger, 150 sanity, and 113 health respectively. But now, he rests at 75 across the board. Oof, these are by far the worst stats in the entire game now, but hey, at least he doesn't actually lose hunger 25% faster than usual any longer. To continue, however, supposedly, Wes is now more susceptible to both overheating and freezing, but I did not see anything too significant for either in any of my testings. I certainly noticed him heating up to a higher temperature than others once they both got past 70 degrees overall, so there's that, I guess. But for freezing temperatures, I literally noticed nothing. In fact, it was actually the other survivors who reached a lower temperature overall in comparison. So I'm not too sure if something just is screwy here for the time being, but honestly, it's the thought that counts, I suppose. I really wouldn't mind this change at the end of the day. This change, however, this one might be up for debate. Here's the deal, everyone. Wes is now less efficient when it comes to chopping trees, mining boulders and such, and even hammering structures. Not that much less efficient at it, but it is certainly noticeable. The thing is though, Wes now also benefits from having whatever tools and or weapons that are in his hand actually degrading slower than usual. Now, you might think that that is actually great sounding. However, in reality, the two perks come together to essentially cancel each other out. So you will still fell, smash, and pick the same amount of stuff as everyone else. You will just be slower at it for tedium's sake. And then there's this random, but still kind of interesting new perk. Wes's slower ability to recover from grogginess. Take the grogginess effect of eating a mandrake, for example. Usually, most survivors will sleep for 10 to 11 seconds and wake up groggy for another 13.3 seconds, give or take, usually less. But Wes now will remain in this state for roughly 5 more seconds overall, and that will just get higher the more effective a sleeping effect is overall, mind you. So make notes. Next is Wes's new attraction to lightning, folks. Or, perhaps the other way around. Thing is, though, it's either not working as intended, or it's just so small of a change that it practically doesn't matter. For you see, I ran around in countless thunderstorms for nearly 40 minutes of real time to no avail. And then, after that failed, I even tried to force the game to strike me via mosslings, and I still wouldn't get struck. It's a funny change, but not a common occurrence apparently. Perhaps that will change. But this will be quite common. Hound waves being more attracted to Wes than the rest of the server now. Yup, that is really all you need to know. Good luck. So let's wrap up here with 2 last fun notes. Wes has a new idle animation where he attempts to blow up a balloon, but eventually fails at it. And why is this video worthy though, Beard? Well, cause the animation has sound to it, everyone. Very much unlike the others, or Wes overall. It's cool. And finally, Wes himself has a whole new voice to him of sorts too. For you see, he has a new set of examination animations to go along with this whole shebang. So enjoy them. And there you have it, everyone. Wes's entirely real character refresh within Don't Starve Together here. And to be honest, I myself am not entirely sure what is or isn't real. But still, it's fun to clown around with the changes regardless. Thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all. Try to experience all this before it's potentially gone. And I'll see ya in the next one. Bye-bye.